All right, so here's hoping this is not my last astrology update because supposedly the Supreme Court just ruled the law into favor here in the United States to ban TikTok. But this is going to be an astro update for the North Node conjunct to Neptune in the sign of Pisces. This is going to be a very pivotal and life-changing astrology transit for everyone, for the collective. So let's talk about it. So if you guys follow astrology, you probably know that the North Node just moved into the sign of Pisces. That makes the South Node in the sign of Virgo. The nodes have been in Aries and Libra for the past year and a half, and it was a very long year and a half to say the least. So I think this collective energy is really needing this energy reset. The North Node has not been here in 18 years because it takes the nodes 18 years to go around the wheel of the zodiac, and I think this is an energy that we very much need right now. That being said, there is a lot to unpack when we talk about this transit. We also have planet Saturn, which is in the sign of Pisces as well. So there is a lot of energy that we need to kind of interpret and we need to feel out. We need to feel, which is a key word for the sign of Pisces. Pisces is the last sign of the zodiac. It is mutable water. It corresponds to the 12th house. So this conjunction of the North Node on Neptune is going to be happening throughout the end of January, so the coming weeks, and going into the first couple weeks of February is when we are going to feel this North Node conjunction the most. If you have any planets in the mutable signs, Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, or Pisces, anywhere from 27 to 29 degrees, this is going to be a very important transit for you because you're either going to experience the conjunction, the square, or the opposition. Now, when we talk about Pisces, this is a very spiritual sign. It's very ethereal. This is when we deal with other realms. It's not very grounded in reality. But the South Node, of course, is opposing wherever the North Node is, and the South Node is in the sign of Virgo. That's energy that the collective has mastered and energy that we're kind of moving away from. But as I mentioned in previous videos, there is a balance that needs to happen with the North and the South Node. It's not like you're diving headfirst in the North Node because the North Node is a bit uncomfortable. It's not where we find comfort, especially if you either have planets or points from 27 to 29 degrees Pisces, or if you have your nodes in the sign of Pisces, then this will either be your nodal return or your nodal reversal, but that is a topic for another video. So Pisces is a sign that is very much about our spirituality. It is an energy of spiritual awakening, enlightenment. It can also be like unity, collective love, or unconditional love. It is compassion, empathy, creativity. It's all about the artist in you. It's getting that divine inspiration to create something. It's all about peace, love, our intuition, our psychic abilities, and our love for the world as a whole. It's a very much a collective energy. It's very dreamy, creative. It's the humanitarian. And the shadow side of Pisces, or the 12th house, can be, this is where we deal with mental health. It has to do with institutions or seclusion, isolation. It can be addictions, drugs, alcohol, getting lost in that Neptunian fog. It is, crimes or the subconscious. It's the shadow realm. It's all about prisons. It can be, psychotic breakdowns. I think mental health is going to be a very strong focus with the North Node in Pisces, especially with this North Node conjunct to Neptune. Neptune is at home in the sign of Pisces. It does well in the sign of Pisces. But when we have the North Node, the North Node amplifies things. And when the North Node is conjunct to anything, it's going to exuberate the energy. So mental health crises could be very significant at this time, as well as people getting too lost in the sauce, people that are, not paying attention to their addictions, their attachments. They're trying to lose touch with reality and they're trying to escape. Pisces is about escapism. It can be about conspiracies, distortion, again, isolation, idealism. It's a very romantic and beautiful, dreamy energy, though. So, of course, there is positives, and I think the positives outweigh the negatives. And again, Saturn is here in the sign of Pisces. It's not in conjunction with Neptune in the North Node, but it's in the same sign. And Saturn is all about reality, and it really puts the boundaries on things. So I think that we can really reel this in and hone down on the reality of this 3D dimension and not get too lost in the sauce if we try to stay grounded and really utilize those Saturn and Pisces lessons that we've been learning since Saturn has been in Pisces. We have prepared for this transit with Neptune and the North Node transiting through Pisces for the next year and a half. We've been learning what Saturn and Pisces has been all about, and Saturn and Pisces is really about our spiritual integrity and learning where our boundaries lie. I think this is a beautiful transit for spiritual growth, evolution, enlightenment, coming together, finding that love and compassion in your heart, finding that unconditional love. It's really opening up the heart chakra and connecting it to the crown chakra. And of course, between the heart chakra and the crown chakra, lies the third eye chakra and the throat chakra. So those all need to be in alignment. It's about the upper chakras. It's lifting the veil on the illusion. Although we might not be entirely clear on where we are going or what we are supposed to be heading towards, it is really about having trust in the divine, having a connection with God in the divine, and trusting where our spiritual integrity lies. Now, Pisces is a very emotional energy and sign, so we could be feeling a bit emotionally overwhelmed or extremely emotional at this time. We could be feeling emotionally overwhelmed in a good way, like with positive emotions, or in negative emotions. Of course, this can manifest in a more positive way for you or in a more negative way for you. It's going to entirely depend on the individual as well as the birth chart. Pay attention to signs and synchronicities, dreams, visions. This is a very clairvoyant energy. We could be, getting more psychic and intuitive downloads. We could be awakening. We could be ascending, so to speak, if you believe in that type of thing. But this is definitely a very psychic, intuitive, and dreamy energy. We do need to surrender towards the North Node, and Pisces is all about surrender. It's coming to the end of the zodiac, and the North Node is here. I think this is going to open way for a lot of creative and spiritual practices. We're going to see a lot of things coming out in film, media, things about art and creativity that are coming out. This is a very highly creative energy, but that creative energy needs to come from God and the divine for that spiritual inspiration. It's moving from the heart and unconditional love for self as well as others, but also remembering our personal boundaries, Saturn. Pisces can also, of course, be about religion or religious structures. So, there could be like a back to Jesus moment where we see, which we've been seeing with Neptune in the sign of Pisces already, a lot of people reverting back to Christianity or reverting back to organized religion. So that could be a more negative association with this transit or what goes on over the next year and a half. But just remember to stay in alignment with what is your truth and staying connected to your spiritual truth and integrity. If you guys are not aware, we will have a Venus retrograde in this year of 2025, as well as a Mercury retrograde, both in the sign of Pisces here. So I think that this North Node conjunct to Neptune is going to be kind of like a prelude to that Venus retrograde in the sign of Pisces, as well as that Mercury retrograde, which will happen around the same time. You might be feeling a bit confused, a bit groggy. Again, our dreams might be off the chain, synchronicities, visions, intuition, psychic abilities, but it's like we can't really figure out or use our discernment to figure out what is real and what is our imagination. Yes, our imagination is heightened and we can utilize our imagination and our creativity, but certain things and in certain instances, we need to be able to use our discernment in order to move forward effectively. That's where we can utilize the energy of Saturn and Pisces, which we've been learning about since March of 2023. So hopefully this is not my last astrology update for you guys, but just in case, go follow my YouTube and my Instagram. I really hope TikTok does not get banned. It's been a beautiful last 2 years on this platform. My business would not be what it is without this platform. So my heart goes out to each and every one of you creators that have started a business or have amplified your business on this platform. It's really changed my life, and I know it's changed a lot of other lives as well. So my heart goes out to each and every one of you guys, even if you guys are just enjoying the app. If you're a creator, if you guys want to support my business, you can purchase astrology and or tarot readings at the link in my bio. But much love and happy North Node conjunct to Neptune. Stay groovy.